Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I'm tardy. Okay. Let's see. I'm thirsty, so I do apologize. But, ooh. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Let me see how many people are going to get in here before I get started. Yes, when you turn 30, you got to come different. You can't come the same. Everyone's talking about my glasses. I'm like, you got to come different. Okay. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Where are, hold on, just give me one sec. Okay, I think, yeah, that looks better. Okay, so hi guys, I'm back from my break. It was well needed because there was just too much going on and it was stressing me out. So, you know how that goes. Let me pull up my little slideshow so we can get into today's video. So I saw the situation with Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me take this serious. I saw the situation with Will Smith and Chris Rock. I saw the situation and I was like, now at first I'm like, is this real? Is this fake? Is it real? Is it fake? I can't really tell. But then I'm like, I don't know. Chris Rock, he seemed a little shooken up after the situation. So I was like, this may be real. So let me go ahead and get into my intro and then we'll get into today's video. Hold on, I'm trying to find it, honey. Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it. Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of. Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into today's video. I'm really excited to be back. I'm really excited. So first and foremost, I don't feel like there were any winners in this situation. I just have to put that out there. I don't think that there were any winners in this situation. We have a Black woman, Jada Pinkett Smith, who was embarrassed for her health condition with alopecia and hair loss. We have Will Smith that could have potentially ruined a moment, a very, very special moment in his career. And he definitely took away from the other people that were involved in the King Richard film. Then we also have Chris Rock, who felt like it was okay to disrespect a Black woman in the manner that he decided to do so with a joke. And, one thing that I have always said on this channel is that we as Black people are never taken serious because we think everything should be a joke. We think everything is a joke. And so when it comes to certain rooms of importance, we tend to be entertained. We're never taken seriously. We're always taken very lightly in a lot of situations. And so we really lack dominance within society because of that, because we really think everything should be for entertainment and there are no boundaries with that. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Like I said, I don't believe that there are winners in this situation at all, but I'm going to break it down. Give me a sec. What's going on here? If you found Chris's joke funny, then you're unaware of alopecia and how more than 50% of Black women suffer from it. I don't think that that's funny. I told y'all years ago that before I moved from Kansas City to Houston, I used to make wigs for Black women who suffered from hair loss. A lot of Black women within corporate America suffer from hair loss. And so I would make their wigs so that they would be presentable in front of their white colleagues. I don't feel like, if you don't have the hands-on experience when it comes to alopecia, you wouldn't find it funny. You just wouldn't find it funny. You would not find it funny. More than 50% of Black women suffer from alopecia or just overall hair loss. So you may laugh now, but when you start losing your hair, you won't be laughing about it. You will not be laughing about it. My own mother suffers from alopecia. I've cut my hair twice because of it. Trying to get her to embrace the fact that she's losing her hair, which I also noticed Willow for the last few years has been rocking a bald shaved head, similar to me chopping my hair off twice. So it's like the signs have always been there, but people don't care to look into things. They just run with assumptions. I'm trying to pull up. Oh, here it is. It just wasn't a good joke. I would like for him to joke about a white woman losing her hair. See how funny that would be. Everyone wants to talk. Everyone is also using the excuse, well, if that would have been a Black man, or no, if that would have been a white man on the stage, Will Smith would not have slapped him. And I said, well, if it would have been a white man's white wife, he wouldn't have joked in that manner regarding her hair loss. Chris Rock wouldn't have made that joke. So it's like we can do this game back and forth, and that's why I said there's no winners in the situation. It's also weird that people feel like you should take a side in this situation, because to be honest, why do you feel like you need to take a side in the situation? There were no winners in the situation. Everyone went home losing that night, especially Black people. And the reason why Black people went home losing that night wasn't because of the Oscars being a white audience and how they had to have disapproved of the situation. It wasn't that. It was the fact that this one situation divided. This one situation divided a whole nation. You got Black people going up against each other in the comment section and wanting to belittle each other and taunt each other regarding the situation. One incident between two Black men divided an entire nation. Like I said, nobody won that night, including the Black community. So that's how I see it. I don't see it any other way. I see it multiple ways. Like I said, there could be three ways that I can look at it, and it can all be true in my eyes. So I just didn't agree with what happened. Now, I will also say this, even though I didn't agree with Will Smith's actions, right? I felt like he did react impulsively and emotionally, but I understood why he did what he did. Now, was it done in poor taste? Yes. It was definitely done in poor taste, but I understood why he did what he did.
Jane 2, can't. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Wow, dude. Yeah. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I'm going to, okay?
I've had some definite.
Okay, so I want to say this. When it comes to the situation, everyone wants to say, well, Will wasn't upset when the situation happened. He was laughing, la, 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 la. Great. But he looked at his wife and saw how she was uncomfortable. Period. Like, and this is my issue with men today. Do you care about how your wife feels? Do you care how she reacts to certain things that she may feel are disrespectful towards her? Or do you only care how you feel about things? Because I see people in the comment section, or just online in general, right, trying to force a Black woman to feel differently about something that she found to be disrespectful. So I have to ask men today, do you even care about how your woman may feel when it comes to disrespect that she is experiencing? Do you care about her feelings? This is why in the Black community, it's really hard trying to take Black men seriously, because they're so out of touch with their emotions and their feelings that when a woman is experiencing something emotionally and mentally regarding something, they don't even know how to come to your aid as a man and comfort you as a man. They just want to brush it over like it didn't happen because it didn't affect them, or because they're so emotionally detached, they can't even be self-aware or have some type of awareness when something makes another person uncomfortable emotionally. So I don't understand that. So of course you have nothing but Black men on the internet making it seem like, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. A lot of them are emotionally unavailable. Of course they would say that. I wouldn't expect for them to say anything else. Now, I didn't say Will's poor act was comforting his wife. I said that he acted out emotionally, impulsively regarding how his wife reacted. I never said that he comforted her by doing what he did. He reacted emotionally, impulsively in that moment. He did not think about, I don't even think he really thought about it before he did it. He just jumped up and did it. But let's continue. I also am noticing that with the internet, there are a lot of people that feel like a Black woman doesn't suffer. So it's okay to it's okay to joke in that way. Black women don't suffer from anything, and it's because we're looked at as superhuman, superheroes, and people don't even want to extend humility towards us when it comes to situations like this, like hair loss. It's crazy. Because cancer patients, they get all the empathy in the world. But when it comes to Black women in hair loss, it seems like, oh, we got to brush that over. It's not a big deal. This is a health condition. This is something that she's suffering from. It's not something that she signed up for. She isn't trying to fit a trend for fashion. She is losing her hair. It's crazy to me. So what is so funny about that?
Definite hair regrets. For sure, specifically on covers where just, what the hell? being a Black woman and dealing with hair in Hollywood, especially in the era that I came up in, having your hair look as European as possible was always the thing. And that was really challenging, because I liked my hair out wild and curly, but nobody wanted that. So I always had to do my hair in ways that didn't feel natural to me because I'm trying to play the game. So if I'm doing a cover, everybody, no, we want your hair straight and flowy. And it's like, all right, cool, but that's...
Someone is saying that because this is not cancer, then it's not a big deal. So I guess Black women have to die for us to even be, for us to have humility. Really, for people to give us that, we have to die. We have to be in the hospital bed, literally, and probably even then be ignored, because you know how the statistics are when it comes to the medical field or the health care industry. They don't care about Black women. And you have Black women in the comments saying it. So I would hate for you to be on the other end of this. Like that's crazy to me. And like I said, everything is not meant to be funny. Black people, the Black community lacks boundaries. We think any and everything goes. We don't even know what's considered to be appropriate and not appropriate because we lack boundaries with each other. We're always overstepping. And we think everything is funny. And we are as a community, we fall very short. It'd be different if we were sitting up here laughing about this and we have our stuff together. We don't even have our stuff together as a community. So it doesn't make sense to me. And then also you have women saying, oh, well, Jada could have done something. I want to see how you can control a man that is hot-tempered. I would like to see that. And it's weird how everyone wants to blame Jada Pinkett Smith. She didn't even do anything. She had no control over what Will. I don't think when she looked at Will that he was going to get up and do that. I don't. Not even for a sec. I don't for a sec thought that when she made that look at him, it was more so maybe because he was laughing and she was like, But I don't think she was like, yeah, go up there and smack him. So why are y'all blaming Jada as if she was the one that went up there and did it? And then there's that black male worshiping again, where it's like, oh, we're going to shift the accountability on the woman and not keep it on the man. He decided to walk up there on stage and smack Chris Rock. Jada did not tell him to do that. And it happened so fast. When did she have time to do that? When did she have time to go up there? When did she have time to whisper to Will and say, hey, Will, why don't you go up there and smack him for me? Y'all sound crazy. I would like, and this is another thing. I don't even know why women are even in this. I don't even know why we are even a part of this conversation. This is between two men. This really don't have nothing to do with us at all. This has to do with two men that had a disagreement. It really don't have nothing to do with us. I don't even know why women feel like they should even be in the middle of this at all. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with us. He was protecting his wife. That's how he decided to go out and do it. Do I agree with it? No, but that's how he reacted. That's how he decided to go out and do it. Chris Rock reacted in the way that he did. He did what he did. It's between two men that need to figure it out. Why are women stepping in the middle like, hey, yeah, I don't feel like he should. It's not your place. It's not your place. Again, Black community lacks boundaries. We overstep. When you ask a man to protect you, you're asking a man to protect you. You always don't get a say-so or control over what a man is doing. You can't control what men do. I say that all the time on here. You really cannot control what men do. So if you ask for his protection, you have to trust his leadership. Now, Will Smith made a poor decision, but that's on him. How did this somehow venture over to Jada? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And then you have Black women on the internet wanting to coddle Chris. You want to coddle Will Smith. They are grown ass men. These are grown. And then we're talking about like, how old is Will Smith? 50? Chris is how old? They are well up in age. What are you coddling them for? Oh my gosh. Black women and black men don't think we should be protected. They don't, and this is the thing. Everyone wants to focus on physical protection. There is an emotional side to protection, you guys. When you protect a woman, to any man that's watching, if you protect a woman emotionally, you're protecting her mental health. That's what this is about. This is not about, he tried to hit my wife. No, a man's job is to also protect you emotionally and mentally. So if someone is verbally attacking you, that authorizes him to protect you in that moment. Now, the issue was, I don't agree with how Will Smith went about it. I felt like he reacted impulsively and emotionally. But that is a man's job. Everyone wants to talk about, I don't understand why he needed to do that. If you don't know what protection is, and if you don't know what it looks like from a man, it's physically, emotionally, and mentally. And in that moment, whether you agree with Will Smith's actions or not, he went on that stage to protect his wife mentally. Do you not understand how taxing it is to lose your hair? I have seen it in my mother. It's very taxing. It can deteriorate your mental health. It can cause depression and suicide. There are women out here that are really losing their hair, questioning if they should even live. And for Black women, it's like, you know how important it is when it comes to our hair. And the day that you was born, the day that you came into this world, you knew how important your hair was. We used to spend hours, full-blown days in the beauty shops. Come on. Every year, Black women spend billions of dollars on hair alone. We're not even getting into beauty. Madam CJ Walker. I mean, come on. So it's like, it's disingenuous and it's gaslighting again to sit here and try to make it seem like what she's going through is not a big deal when you know it is. Come on, like, stop it. It's very disingenuous. And for it to come from women is truly disgusting to me. Like, it really is. Like, you know how big of a deal it is when it comes to our hair. You know how big of a deal it is when it comes to our hair. And you know why it's such a big deal. It's such a huge deal. And you know what? We didn't even get a choice in the matter. We were forced to look at our hair in a certain way. We were forced to make our hair a big deal. It wasn't something that we chose to do. It was forced upon us. So I don't get that. I don't get that. Come on. Let's be real here. Let's be real here, because I've been seeing a bunch of people with their little commentary being disingenuous. It's like, come on. This is why Black women, we have hair shows and all type of stuff. Come on.
It's not really like what my hair likes to do. So I had to learn to get the courage to just go, nah, I'm not doing that. Which is why I feel the freedom today. I don't give two craps what people feel about this bald head of mine, because guess what? I love it.
But what happened this year? What happened? People went mad. You know, Spike got mad, and Sharpton got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad. You know, it's crazy. Like, Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Quick public service announcement. Being presentable in front of white people needs to no longer be a concern for us. Realize that every time you say shit like that set us back 100 years. Two black men.
Okay, wait, y'all. Y'all coming in. Y'all rolling in with the super chats. Hold on, wait a minute. You know, and this is Black women. If you don't learn nothing from this situation, please focus on yourself. I mean, people keep telling you they don't give a damn about you, but you keep using yourself as a sacrificial lamb for people that don't care about you. This world that we live in is constantly telling you at every turn, every little milestone, whether it's success, whether you fall, right? You trip, you're down on your luck. that they don't care about you. So what does that mean? That means you need to start caring about yourself. You need to start pouring that love that you want to give to everybody else, and you need to start putting it back into yourself. I don't know how many examples do you freaking need. I don't know how many examples. You got men out here comparing JADA'S hair loss to a man going bald. Really? And last I checked, men who go bald, they are even uncomfortable with losing their hair. So I don't understand that comparison at all. I'm like, I don't ever see a man excited about losing their hair. So why would a woman feel excited about that? Why would you even compare a woman to a man? Our experiences in the world are not the same, and the things that we face in this society is not the same. So to compare her situation, that is a health issue. And if you guys don't know, hair loss can be from a thyroid issue, which is in your neck, but it controls your hormones. It is what controls your metabolism. Also, fibroids. My mom is she actually suffered from fibroid issues until she got them removed, but I had to see her go through that as well. So it's like hair loss is a true health condition, and the fact that we're sitting up here making fun of it is very weird to me, but it's not surprising. Somebody is saying nobody knew she had it. As a comedian, it's your job. You get paid to do research, period. No exceptions. I don't come on here and just talk. I actually do research. So as a comedian, you know that this man is being honored tonight. Why would you even, and it's like, let's take out the fact that, let's say he didn't know, right? Let's take out the fact that he didn't know. You knew that Will Smith was being honored that night. Why would you make his wife a butt-in joke? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? And then we can take it a step further. Isn't this the same man that came out with a hair movie? And his inspiration behind creating it was to pander to Black women to make money. But he's going to use the excuse, well, my daughters, they inspired me to create this show. So if you know that our hair is considered to be our crown as Black women within society, why would you sit up there and make a joke like that? So it's like at every twist and turn for me, it's BS. If you want to believe BS, then that's your choice. But I don't have to. At every turn, he knew it was a poor joke. It just was poor. I just don't understand. If you're honoring a man, why would you attack his wife in that way with a joke like that? I don't get that. Come on. So he knew. Has a video up on CR disrespecting Jada since the 90s if you want to analyze it. Oh, Chris Rock? Yeah, he's been attacking her. Like, but a lot of these men feel like she deserves it. And I'm going to get into that here in a sec. But I didn't understand that. I'm like, if you know this man is being honored tonight for his work, for his legacy, why would you make a joke about his wife like that? Would you do that to a white man? No, you would not. And also to the men that keep bringing that up, he wouldn't have done that. Will Smith wouldn't have done that if it was a white man. So you're telling me that a white man is that much more superior than a Black man? Is that what you're saying? Because you should be saying it didn't matter who was on that stage. Will would have got up there and smacked him. But because you subconsciously are aware that you are less superior than a white man, you will sit up here and say that and proudly say it too, like you saying something. It's really highlighting the fact that you are not that dominant and that white men dominate over you when you say things like that. Just so you know. Had a good question, panel. It used to be a code between men not to talk about wives and girlfriends. Yeah, there used to be a code that you didn't involve children and wives. It used to be a code where you didn't harm children and wives, but we don't live by that code anymore, and it shows. But let's continue. Everybody got an excuse, and I got a solution. Let's continue.
Quick public service announcement. Being presentable in front of white people needs to no longer be a concern for us. Realize that every time you say shit like, that set us back 100 years, 2 black men are embarrassing our ancestors, you are perpetuating the concept of the respectable Negro. This concept that in order to be deemed human by the dominant class, we must rid ourselves of all human emotions and be meek little shells of ourselves. That is white supremacy. And to everybody that keeps saying, he wouldn't have done that to a white man. You know what's an even more interesting concept than that? The fact that if it had been 2 white men fighting, it wouldn't have been seen as an embarrassment to their race. It would have been 2 men having a disagreement. Every time that we have these conversations, we are presenting ourselves as less worthy of humanity than white people. Fuck the white gaze. And we haven't even talked about Jada. If someone speaks negatively about my wife's medical condition, I'm smacking the fuck out their ass. Fuck is you talking about? Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right here. Or stop the video right here, my slideshow right here. The only reason why a lot of black people care about this situation was because it was done at the Oscars that we are just now getting invited to. They really only care because of the white audience. If this would have been the BET Awards, no one would care. No one, it wouldn't have been dragged out like this. And I noticed that it's like, as black people, subconsciously, we keep telling people that we are less than, that we are not worthy. And it's actually embarrassing. Just like I used the example of the black men running with this narrative, and they keep screaming it from the mountaintops. Okay, I've listened to some of their commentary, and I'm like, you repeatedly keep highlighting that a white man is more superior to you, that you actually fear the white man, because you keep saying things like, Will would never have slapped a white man. Why do you feel that way? Is it because you fear what would be the consequences of him doing such? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. So be careful what you're saying. I'm like, black people, you are worthy. You don't have to meet the standards of whiteness. Okay, you don't. Because if a white man, if it was a white on white situation, it would have been a disagreement or a dispute. But because it was done in front of white people, and you're black, and you fear the trauma that you have from being stereotyped, something that you're not, you fear that, right? And so you're like, oh my God, this is an embarrassment to the black community, and da-da-da. I'm like, girl, how many times have we seen white on white crimes on the internet, and how, oh, it's a dispute, or there was like, stop it. Heal from that trauma. Stop feeling like you gotta appear to white standards in order for people to accept you. Stop trying to fit in. Nobody, and I'm not saying that you should disrupt environments, right? Because every environment, since the time that you started school, first grade or kindergarten, you were educated on code of conduct, dress codes, and how to carry yourself in certain spaces. You were taught from that age all the way up until now. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't carry yourself with respect in environments and conduct yourself to the rules or the guidelines within that environment. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you shouldn't feel like you have to meet the standards of whiteness in order for you to feel like, okay, now I'm valuable, or now I'm worthy. That's low self-esteem any other way. So you just have to understand that. Like, I know we've been conditioned, like, oh, we have to meet white standards in order for us to be seen as acceptable and things like that. And it's not true. It's not true. And then, everyone is like, well, I don't condone violence. I don't think anyone does. I don't even think Will Smith condones violence. He reacted impulsively and emotionally. But we're not about to sit here and try to make it seem like white people don't be out here acting out violently, being aggressive. That's crazy to me. And we know who the real people are that be out here, starting violence with people. I mean, the way that this country was built was based off of violence, murdering innocent people. So a slap, though, really? I guess I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you should go around slapping people. I'm saying some of y'all reaching with this. Like, come on. I'm not sure if Chris knew Jada's disease, but I've been smacked in front of people before for unknown reasons, and it's embarrassing. It's definitely embarrassing, y'all. I'm not about to sit up here and be like, but two things can be right at the same time, and two wrongs don't make it right. I don't feel like he reacted in a way to where Will Smith reacted in a way to where it was beneficial to him or his wife, honestly. Okay, another part that I want to make regarding the situation is the fact that a lot of men have an issue with Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay. And the reason why they have an issue with Jada Pinkett Smith is because of the August Alsina situation. And the reason why I'm bringing this to light is because when Will was running around here and there were rumors going around that he was messing with this co-star behind a movie, messing with this co-star behind a movie, you know, Black people for years were speculating on whether or not they had an open marriage, right? Now, fast forward to the August Alsina situation. Now, all of a sudden, Jada has cheated on Will, right? And because of that, they don't like her. But when those rumors were going around about Will Smith and how he was sleeping with this co-star and sleeping with that co-star, instead of saying, oh, he's cheating on Jada, everyone wanted to run with the narrative that it was an open marriage. So I'm seeing the double-sided, I'm seeing the bias in the, and it's weird to me because it's like, are y'all going to do the same thing with Savannah James? Because I've been talking about Savannah James and LeBron James. LeBron James runs around with these white women, and he sleeps around with these white women. He had the nerve to be on Instagram trying to show other men how you should treat your woman. And like I said, LeBron James should calm down with that. And the only reason why he's doing that is because it's starting to come more and more to light that he runs around on Savannah James. So I wonder, are you guys going to do that too? Because these men, I'm telling you, based off the research that I did on Will and Jada's marriage, it seems like they hit a rocky place. And instead of Jada divorcing Will, she opened her marriage. The marriage was not always open. And that's what I came to the understanding of when it comes to their marriage. She decided to open the marriage because he was not being faithful, or he was being tempted with the job that he was doing. He was on the rise. He was becoming a household name. And so Jada decided to open up the marriage. Mind you, this is not Will Smith's first marriage. And mind you, Will Smith ended up leaving his first wife for Jada Pinkett Smith because he felt like he had a better connection with her after they had been hanging around and they were in the same line of work. Again, the same way that Jada Pinkett Smith got Will was probably the same way that she could have lost him if she wouldn't have opened her marriage. Now that's based off of but you see, men on the internet, they don't do research. The information is out here, and it may be Jada Pinkett Smith's karma. I'm not gonna lie. It may be. But I just wonder, like, you know, men never want to take accountability for why women may make decisions that they make. It is a reaction. Every action has a reaction. And so instead of Jada divorcing Will, she opened up the marriage. They were able to work through it. They have a very strange connection, because the stuff that she put up with, I don't know if I could put up with. And also I saw Cherie, which is his first wife. They have an interesting friendship and bond. Like, Jada Pinkett Smith allows Cherie, Will Smith, and Trey, their son that they have, or that they share together, go on vacation together and travel together and bond together with her not even being there. Jada Pinkett Smith is very understanding. And so it's very weird how men want to paint her out to be something that she's not, when she has been working with Will. She has been compromising with Will, and she now is being bashed for it. Now, one thing that I don't agree with is I did not agree with Jada Pinkett Smith sleeping with August Alsina, because I felt like he wasn't mentally stable. And I felt like she was dealing with August Alsina for selfish reasons. And I think it had a lot to do with the fact that Will was working all the time. She was lonely, and so he was around. And I think that situation just kicked off wrong, in my opinion. I felt like the whole situation was poorly done, in poor taste, and she could have chose someone better. but that is who she chose. And now people want to drag her for it until the end of time. But the reality is, this is a woman that has compromised a lot of things in her life, even when it comes to Will being married before her. It's their history. Their history is very long and it's very lengthy. But one thing that I came to the realization about was, I will never compromise my core values, morals, and principles when it comes to these men, because these men will not do the same for you in return. If you don't learn anything from this situation when it comes to August Alsina, if you don't learn anything when it comes to Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith situation, is never accept what men will not accept. Never respect what men will not respect. You have to start asking yourself, well, why are they bashing her? Women are expected to stay with a cheating man. Do you see how they treat Jada Pinkett Smith? They don't even respect her anymore. So for me as a woman, I've never cheated. I don't ever see myself cheating, but I will never take a man back that cheats, because the way these men react to women who are doing the same thing, right? Oh my God, they throw stones. They're very mean. So I won't be doing that. I will be divorcing for sure. For sure. And the most hypocritical man on the internet right now, Kevin Samuels himself, is so upset that Will is sticking by her man. Thank you guys for the super chat. Women are harsher in their criticism of Jada and are going as far as blaming her for the slap. Yeah, I'm seeing that, and it's really ridiculous. Thank you for the super chat. But like I said, I don't. If your man wouldn't be okay with it, you shouldn't be okay with it. And in order for you to know what he would be okay with and what he would not be okay with, that's part of the vetting process. Start asking questions, because if he wouldn't let you be, if he wouldn't be okay with you cheating, you shouldn't be okay with him cheating. Period. So you guys need to get on the same page. But Kevin Samuels is out here upset, going in on Jada Pinkett Smith when he actually teaches and coaches men into having mistresses and side pieces. Correct? Am I getting that correct? So and this is why I will never take that man serious. I could never take him serious. I'm like, how are you over here in one instance, you're condoning cheating when it comes to these men, but when it comes to these women, she must be this and she must be that, and all of it's BS. Like, I can't take it serious. My rule of thumb is this: if my man is not okay with it, I'm not okay with it. Allow these men to lead. If you guys share similar principles, that means he would not be okay with you cheating, and you shouldn't be okay with him cheating. Period. It shouldn't go no further than that. This entire situation shows the world how dysfunctional our community is. And you know what? Thank you for the super chat. W. Cooper, thank you so much for that, sweetie. We are really in an uproar about a man defending his wife in the way he thought he needed to. And if y'all never had a man check another man over you, just say that. Right. I agree. Listen, I don't agree with how he did it, but I understand. And I also want to make this known, because I need to warn you guys when it comes to this. I see a lot of women out here looking for the perfect man. The perfect man does not exist. Your Prince Charming is never coming, sweetie. He does not exist. So you need to get very comfortable with the idea that men are going to make mistakes. What Will did was a mistake. Period. He acted out impulsively and emotionally. If you really think a man is going to do everything that you want him to do, he's going to handle every situation in the proper manner or correct way, I hate to break it to you, but you waiting on something that does not exist. And worst case scenario, you may attract a narcissist that loves to love bomb you and create these fake plans and these fake gestures towards you in hopes to win you over, but it was all fake. And he's so perfect. He's so cookie cutter to the point where it's believable. He's feeding into a lie. And you're going to be so gullible because you really think the perfect man exists. He does not exist. Now, I'm not saying that you should sit up here and tolerate disrespect. Take this conversation or advice with sense common sense. I'm not saying that you should tolerate disrespect, but you got to leave room for men to grow. You have to leave room for men to make mistakes. You have to leave room for them to fall short. They're going to fall short. I don't know a man that won't. I just feel like cheating is just unacceptable. It's just unacceptable to me. So I don't feel like he handled the situation correctly, but he definitely made a mistake. But instead of me looking at his actions, right, which was done in poor taste, I'm going to take a look at his intentions. I'm looking at Will's intent, right, behind his poor choice. And his intent was his wife was unpleased, unhappy, and he did something about it. Do I agree with it? No. So his intent wasn't to harm Chris Rock either. His intent was not to harm Chris Rock. If Will Smith was really trying to harm Chris Rock, he would have hit him with a closed fist. He did not hit him with a closed fist. So I don't feel like his intent was to harm Chris Rock either. I don't feel like his intent was to embarrass him or anything like that. He felt like the situation was inappropriate. He didn't like how his wife reacted, and so he did something about it. Another point that I want to make is a lot of women on the internet, oh, someone said it was ego. I need you to understand this now. If you know anything about men, if they care about you, if they love you, they take you under their wing, they're going to be protective, territorial, and you're going to be very close to his ego. You and his ego are going to be best freaking friends. If someone messes with a man's woman, that also messes with his ego. So you and his ego are going to be intertwined like this. And this is why when you have a man's emotions, when you have his feelings, when you have his heart, it's so easy to break his ego because you're that close to it. You're literally twins. So as a woman, you got to understand that because a man's ego is very close to you, because you have his heart, you have his feelings, you have his emotions, right? Then you understand that that act that he did definitely was out of ego to protect his woman, because his woman and his ego are like this. So I don't know why women are using that like, oh, it was all ego. It was all ego. It may have been partially, but it was also because of his woman as well. If a man, I'm going to tell you this now, if you ever become a man's wife or his girlfriend, you're very close to his ego. And that's why this is why a lot of men don't allow you to come in close and want you to get close to them in that way, because it leaves them very vulnerable. You're very close to their ego. You have their heart. You have their emotions. You have a spot that a lot of women don't have. And so you got to be careful with that. So when he did what he did, a lot of people are like, it's ego. Yeah. I'm not going to be like it's not, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. And you also got to understand that all ego is not bad. There's toxic ego, and then there's this regular ego where you should have confidence. You should be assertive. You should be self-assured, self-aware. You should love yourself. You should have self-love. All ego is not bad. It's what you do behind your ego that's the problem. And how he reacted was in poor taste. I can't believe some Black people are tearing Will down for a mistake. Exactly, like they perfect. A man that's been famous over 30 years, who we've rarely seen lose his cool. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm like, the man made a mistake. Now, Chris Rock I felt like Chris Rock felt like he didn't do. A lot of people feel like Chris Rock didn't do nothing wrong, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. So I just need the ladies to understand that if you are married to a man, you in a relationship with a man, you got to understand that you are very, very near and dear close to his ego. You and his ego are best friends. And how you feed that ego, you can feed it in a healthy way, or you can feed it in a toxic way. I'm going to advise that you feed it in a healthy way. And the way you feed a man's ego is very crucial to how you are treated, how you are protected, and how you are looked after, and how you are taken care of. So as a woman, you got to know that when you feed that man's ego, it could be used for you or it could be used against you. And in this case, it was used in favor of Jada, but it came across poor. Very, very poor. Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to see. What is the next part in this? Oh, so I wanted to react to some of these tweets. There was a woman, and I believe I don't know what college she works for, you guys, but she made the tweet saying, "How is hair loss a disability? Sincere questions." And there was a recent super chat that just said, you know, when it comes to this situation, we as Black people or the Black community, we're really highlighting our dysfunction. And honestly, I'm glad. I'm glad people can see our dysfunction so that we can finally correct it instead of trying to keep it in-house or in the community. Keeping it in-house and in the community has not helped us. And this is why we lack growth within the community. We lack growth within the Blackistanian space. And so it's nice that other people outside of our community can finally call us out on the dysfunction, because it is dysfunctional. So she sat up here and said that, how is hair loss a disability? Sincere question. And so there was a doctor that responded, and she said her immune system is compromised because alopecia attacks T cells, which makes her more vulnerable to other types of illnesses, disabilities, including IBS, IBD, thyroid disease, and more. Okay. So, and then she went on to say it's also included under the regarded as clause of the Americans with Disabilities Act. Now, why does the Black, okay, I have a question. This is where ignorance and this is where our dysfunction really comes in. Why don't Black people as a community know that? When more than 50% of African American women suffer from hair loss? Why don't you know that? Is it because you're not going to the doctor? Is it because you're not researching why you're experiencing hair loss? Or are you just chalking it up like, oh, I'm just losing my hair? Have you gone to the doctor to see what may be the cause of why you're losing your hair? And the reason why I ask this is because before I moved to Houston, I used to work with a lot of women that experienced hair loss. And there were a lot of women that sat in my chair that I would make wigs for. And they would tell me how they haven't been to the doctors. And I'm like, well, why haven't you been to the doctors? You're losing your hair. Like any person would think, oh, I'm losing my hair, I need to go get checked. Like something has to be wrong with me. Like something has to be going on with me. And the fact that Black women don't know this is why I'm bringing this to my platform. It's not because Will slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. It's so that we can actually bring light to alopecia. Because a lot, or just hair loss in general in African American women, is not normal. There may be something going on with your health. I tell you guys this all the time. If you can't lose weight, you eating right, everything you're doing is not working, there is a serious problem. Stop thinking, oh, I just can't lose weight. No, there's a deeper issue here. And I need Black women to understand that you need to go get checked, period. You have to go get checked. We got to stop normalizing things. It's not normal. It's not normal for you to be eating right, exercising, drinking water, doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, trying to reach a healthy weight, and you can't. That's not normal. You need to go get checked. If you're losing your hair, I don't care if it's a patch here, a patch in the back. You need to go get checked. You need to go to the doctors. So that's the only thing that I'm actually caring about when it comes to the situation. I'm like, well, you know what? This is actually bringing light to it. And there's a lot of doctors. I just followed a few doctors on my Instagram page that specialize in African American women who lose their hair, because it's a serious health issue in a lot of Black women, more than 50%. Please go get checked. It's not normal. It's not normal to walk around like that. And you know what? We live in a society where hair loss in Black women, they're wanting us to normalize it, like everything's okay with us, like there's nothing wrong with us, and it's a serious issue. I cut my hair off by choice. I would be devastated if I lost my hair out of control. Like, it absolutely is that deep joke. Is that deep joke or no joke? Yeah, I can sit up here and empathize with women who lose their hair and still not really know and still not really understand. Like, but I have seen the behind the scenes with hair loss. I have seen it. I've seen it in my mother. I've seen it in other women. I was part of an organization, which I never really spoke about, but I got into it because of my mother. So seeing the behind the scenes of how women, Black women particularly, react to losing their hair against their will is very heartbreaking. I mean, I've seen women just break down crying, stressing about how they're going to go to work the next day, or how they're going to deal with this every day, or how their husband, my favorite, or how their husband is going to love them, considering the fact that they're losing their hair, considering the fact that Black men give Black women such a hard time when it comes to their hair. I've seen it. So it's very weird. It's very weird that people want to brush this over like it's not a big deal. If it has not impacted you personally, you should still be understanding of why Black women did not see it funny. They didn't see it as funny. I've seen it, you guys. And, you know, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It's really, and this is why when you guys see me with my hair, I have cut it, dyed it. I have worn every hairstyle under the sun with my natural hair, with wigs, because seeing my mom lose her hair, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be in prison when it comes to my hair, and me feeling like, oh, I have to choose this style, or I have to choose this style because it's appropriate, or it's suitable, or it's acceptable. Because my mom, I don't even think that prior to her losing her hair that she was even really able to enjoy it. I don't think because it was always this strict rule that she had to look a certain way when it came to her hair. So me, I have done every hairstyle under the sun, because if I do lose my hair, and I've seen it in my grandmother and I've seen it in my mother, so I'm most likely to do it. I can look back and say, you know what? When I had my hair, I enjoyed it. When I had my hair, I embraced it. When I had my hair, I had fun with my hair. And I don't think people understand that. Like, it's so much bigger than, oh, it's just a joke. Black people think everything's a joke. We are never taken seriously, ever. So I don't know. I wasn't feeling it, you guys. I was not feeling it. Oh, and someone also mentioned, a lot of people are noticing this. Like, Chris Rock did a documentary about Black women's hair. Was it not because of his daughter's insecurities about the texture of their hair? Was it his daughter not very young when it happened? Chris Rock knows that Black women hair is crowned. So basically saying we have a Crown Act. For those that did not know, we had to pass a Crown Act as Black women, you know, and it's funny because I always say the fact that we had to create a Crown Act, aren't we women? Are we as Black women not women? Like, aren't we, like, am I not a woman? Why do I have to create a Crown Act for my hair? And you think the joke was acceptable? You think the joke was okay? I have to go out and create a Crown Act for my hair. I'm a woman just like everybody else, but I have to go out. Black women have to go out and create a Crown Act for our hair just to be accepted among other women. And you thought the joke was funny. You thought the joke was okay. It's crazy. I'm not taking sides in the situation, you guys. I'm not. Like I said, there are no winners in the situation. When there's no winners, there's no need in you taking a side, because no one won that night. No one won, like literally no one. And like I said, Black people didn't even win that night, because one incident divided an entire nation. I'm going to keep saying that. One incident, now people are fighting, feeling like they got to choose a side. You don't have to choose a side. And Black people, we are conditioned to feel like we always have to choose a side. Oh, I have to choose. No, you don't. You can just be unbiased in the situation. You can also just say, you know what? I don't feel like, because I was involved in a situation, that I need to take a side. You don't have to take a side. And it's that slavery mentality, like, oh, I have to choose this, or, oh, I have to choose that. You don't have to do a damn thing. You don't. You don't have to choose a side. This is not a competition. Like, we're seeing two Black men have a dispute. That's it. You don't have to take a side in the situation, though. That's very weird to me. Like you wasn't even there. You wasn't even a part of it. Why do you feel like you need to take a side? And you know what? The reason why we are divided as a nation is because you feel like you have to take a side, because that's what white supremacy forces you to think and believe, that in every situation as a Black person that you always have to choose one side. Do white people have to choose a side when it comes to situations? No, they're given options. They have a choice. They're given the opportunity to choose or to not choose at all. I don't understand why Black people do that. That's why we are divided as people, because you always feel like you got to choose a side. You can just stay out of it. You can just stay out of it. I don't get that. Let's continue.
What Will Smith did tonight was straight bullshit. Props and congratulations to him for winning the Oscar, because damn it, he deserved it. And I love the brother and I'm proud of him, but boy, was that a shameful act for him to commit tonight. To go up on stage and slap Chris Rock like that, he's lucky he didn't get his ass kicked, particularly after the event was over. If not by Chris Rock, to the fellas he had there with him. I mean, damn. Denzel and Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry having to calm you down. Your publicist having to run out and calm you down. I mean, damn, come on, bro. Come on, man. There's no excuse for it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even try to justify it, okay? Chris Rock said it years ago. Every time Black folks doing something, you know who messes it up. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams I'd be saying that about Will Smith. A Black man, Will Packer, did a phenomenal job producing the Oscars, and you do this to stain yourself, to stain the Academy Awards? Damn.
Out of all the madness that came from the Oscars, one good thing was Denzel Washington diffusing the situation. In this video, you can see Denzel talking to Will.
I'd be saying that about Will Smith. A Black man, Will Packer, did a phenomenal job producing the Oscars, and you do this to stain yourself, to stain the Academy Awards? Damn.
Out of all the madness that came from the Oscars, one good thing was Denzel Washington diffusing.
Okay, so the reason why, like, I agreed with Stephen Smith all the way up until the end, because he only cares because of how white people view it. He's on ESPN, he's a commentator for ESPN Sports and things like that. And so all the way up until the end, I could agree with him, but it all boiled down, his conclusion all boiled down to one point. Why would you do that on that stage? Why would you do that on a white stage? Yes, getting validation from white people. And so I agreed with him all the way up until that last point. And I'm like, you just, an uncle, you know what they call them. So I didn't agree with that. Every point that he made all the way up until the very end, where he was like, and the Oscars has been stained. It's been stained. Like, we just started getting invited. So it's been stained. It wasn't really for Black people. Quiet as everybody works for white people, sweetie. I even work for white people. I'm on YouTube right now. I work for white people. Every Black person that I know works for white people in some type of way. Everybody. But that doesn't mean that you have to reduce yourself to be accepted in their eyes. You can be yourself. What's crazy is they passed the Crown Act law, and funny how making fun of a Black woman's hair became a national joke afterwards. Like, anything to do with the betterment of Black women seems to be a joke. I agree. Jada Pinkett Smith's video that I played in the beginning of this live was for the Crown Act and how it just got passed. If you did not know that. The fact that people don't know that is crazy to me. If you go to her TikTok, you will see in her bio section, or not her bio section, but her comment section or her description of the video is about the Crown Act and how she did a campaign with them. Okay, let's continue, because there was a lot, even though, in the middle of all of this, I do feel like Denzel Washington was the sound of reason. Like, he did not take a side. I felt like he was comforting to Will Smith. I feel like he was comforting to Jada in that situation. And it was very nice to see a kind act like this. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. I thought it was very, very sweet. I love me some Denzel Washington. It made me like him even more.
Damn.
Out of all the madness that came from the Oscars, one good thing was Denzel Washington diffusing the situation. In this video, you can see Denzel talking to Will, along with Tyler Perry, telling him to brush the altercation off. He then walked over to Jada, who Chris Rock made the joke about, and consoled her as well. Denzel also talked with Chris about the situation, which was great to see. During Will's acceptance speech, he thanked Denzel for this special message.
And what I loved, thank you, Dave, Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
Okay. So I thought that was really sweet of Denzel Washington, huh? I thought it was really sweet. I don't know what is going on. So I also wanted to talk about this as well. So there were a few Black women. There were a few Black women that spoke out regarding this situation. And I put this on my Instagram that we as Black women, we have to be careful with the message that we are currently sending to people regarding this situation. And honestly, I felt like we should have just stayed out of it. But of course, wanted to involve us, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, people can involve us. I mean, they always involving us in things that we have nothing to do with. So there was Jamie Scott here. She wrote, "You can protect and defend Black women without physically assaulting someone." Now, I personally don't agree with that because Black women are murdered every 5.5 hours. I don't even feel like it's realistic. Black women are treated the most aggressively. I just don't feel like it's realistic. I would love to sing Kumbaya and hold hands, but the reality is a lot of people come at us very aggressively. And I would love to live in that world where you can protect a Black woman and not have to get physical, but it's just not realistic. It's not realistic at all. So for her to make such a broad statement like that sends the wrong message. Do we need protection or not? I didn't get that. I don't agree with Jamie Scott. I'm like, girl, please shut up, sit down. Black women, all you had to do was eat your food, paint your nails. And now you want to chime in about it. Then we had another Black woman. I think this was on Facebook. She made a public service announcement saying, "Protect Black women, disclaimer." Really? Look, here we are coddling men again, trying to dictate how they should protect us. Listen, it's a man's job to protect you. It's not your job to dictate how that happens. It's not your job to tell a man how he should protect you. It's not your job. It's not your place. It's really not. It's a man's place, though. It's a man's place to be able to foresee things before they happen in order to protect you, your family, your children. It's his job. It's not your job. It's not something that you should be concerned about. It's not something that you should be policing. Why are we chiming in about this? I don't know. Like, it's very weird to me. It's very strange. You really have Black women online right now trying to tell men how to be men. It's very, very weird. It's very strange. I will say, if this was a white woman being protected, Will Smith would be the national gentleman. Oh, yeah. People have something against seeing a Black woman so loved and so in control of a man's emotions. Yep, they hate to see it. Also, let's not forget that Chris and Will had previous beef, and Chris cracked jokes on Jada before. Like, this is way deeper than this one night in Hollywood. Yeah, I agree. But people, they don't want to look at that. They don't want to look at all the facts. They just want to take a side and be biased because that's so easy to do. Like I said, I don't feel like there were any winners in the situation, including Jada. I don't feel like there was any winners in the situation because now people are looking at her and she's getting all this criticism. I don't feel like there was any winners in the situation whatsoever at all. That's why I don't know why people are picking sides. Nobody won. Nobody won that night. Nobody won. No, there was no award. There was no medal. No one got anything that night at all from that situation. She went on to say, I cannot believe she wrote this. First of all, I don't got this much time on my hands, but okay. She went on to say, only do so in private. So a man should only protect you in private, according to her. And never in front of white people, not in respectable places, such as award shows, because nothing should interrupt the run of a show again. White people will see you. And don't be disrespectful while protecting. Polite protection only. Y'all. That's what she... I mean, like, to the Black women that are online saying or trying to coach men into how they should protect you, do we really need to give them any more reason not to? Because honestly, if I was them reading this crap, I would be like, I'm gonna just stay out of it. Like, what the hell? It's best sometimes to just shut up and sit the hell down and don't speak. Sometimes it's just best. It's just best. We don't need to give Black men any more reasons as to why they should not protect us, because they already not doing it. We don't need you coming up with an article or a public service announcement like this telling Black men how they should protect us. It's very strange. These are men. I need women to understand that these are grown men. You do not have to mother them. You do not have to coddle them. Period. If you got to do all of that, you should walk away. What's the saying? Oh, a woman will do everything but leave. Girl, if you got to coddle a man and coach a man and teach a man on how to protect you, why are you with him? Why? That don't make sense. Come on. Okay. I just had to get that off my chest. It's like, come on. The man, Will Smith, made a mistake. He has taken accountability. He has admitted it. He has apologized to Chris Rock. And it's just like, damn, Black people, one thing we will do is run something into the ground. We will be so bitter about something. And it's like, just let it go. It's time to let it go. If the person apologized, took accountability, whether you accepted it or not, you still need to let it go. There's no need in you harping on about it and running the situation into the ground. If the person apologized, took accountability, what is the problem? He also took it a step further and said that he was going to go to therapy. What else do you want? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, where's the solution? Where is the solution in after all of this occurring, the apology, the accountability, the I'm going to therapy? Okay, and you still want to be on this. What is the solution? That's what I want to know. Where is this going? Where is this going? Like, Black people will bring up the past constantly. They will live in the past. And the reason why the Black community lacks growth is because we live in the past. We don't know how to let things go. We don't know how to move on and move forward. We don't know how to release things that don't serve us. We want to hold on to everything. You got aunties and uncles and grandmothers and mamas and daddies still holding on to grudges that happened 20 years ago. This is why the Black community lacks growth. The Black community has not grown for years, generations, decades. And it's because we don't know how to move the hell on. We don't know how to release. We don't know how to let go. We want to hold on to everything. A lot of people will say things like, oh, I'm taking that to the grave. Why? Why do you want to take that to the grave? Let it go. I don't get that. Let it go. It's like, damn, are you not happy with your life to where you, okay, I'm going to let this go and move on because I want to be happy. They want to run something into the ground and running into the ground and running into the ground. And it's like, girl, that happened like 20 years ago. Do you not want to live for the future? Do you not want to look forward to something new, like a new beginning, a new chapter or something? You want to just stay stuck in the past. And this is why the Black community does not grow. And this is why I encourage you guys that if you're going to divest, which I do highly recommend, that you don't just do it from men, you do it from everybody that doesn't want to grow in life, that wants to hold grudges and be spiteful and live and stay stuck in misery. Happiness is something that you choose, and it's something that you create. It's not something that just magically comes to you in a shitty energy like, oh, I'm going to hold this grudge. Well, you're just going to stay miserable. You're going to stay miserable. And you have so many examples. Look at your mama. She still ain't let the fact that she hasn't let go of the fact that your daddy did what he did 30 years ago, 20 years ago. And she's still unhappy. She hasn't moved on with her life, and she's stuck. She's still stuck. You have her grandmother, same thing. She won't let go of the fact that her sister did her wrong in 1997 at Freakney, and she won't even let that go. So she holds this grudge towards her sister. Where's the happiness in any of that? A lot of these people that hold grudges are miserable as hell. They don't seem happy to me. So it's very easy for me to let things go and move on. It's not hard at all because it's like, damn, I don't want to stay stuck in this energy and be bitter. Let it go. And when you let things go, you're going to leave some people behind too. I'm going to tell you that now. You're going to leave a lot of people behind because a lot of people just want to be mad. A lot of people want to be mad. They want to be miserable and they want to be stuck.
Man who allows an evil, cankerous whore to be in their presence at age 45 and older, if you allow an evil, wicked, who fuck son's friend to accompany you on your shoulder in public, you ain't gonna get nothing but drama. Let's just start saying that. You cannot sit up front at the Oscars with a bald head, bitch, and expect nobody not to say something. It is impossible. You cannot be, what as my man Willie D said, bald head hog. Even Lupita had a wig on. Lupita, whatever that is. The African, she knew better than that.
So I also wanted to point out that once again, this is giving Black men the opportunity to be disrespectful towards Black women, to be belittling towards Black women. So I don't know. It's very weird. The whole situation is weird. I don't feel like it's funny at all, you guys, because we know the real reason why they don't like Jada Pinkett Smith. And again, they had an open marriage. It's been confirmed by Will himself. These men care about it more than these men care about Will's situation more than Will cares about his own situation. It was very dusty. It was very, very dusty. So I don't. It's just not funny. I don't know why Jada is receiving all the criticism. She might as well have went up there and slapped Chris Rock her damn self. The way all these people are coming at her sideways. All she did was look very uncomfortable and unpleased with the situation. She didn't say, hey, Will, you should go up there and smack that man. She did not say that. She just looked uncomfortable. She looked very uncomfortable. Also, I want to make this known too. There is a serious divide happening right now. You have some people that want to be in traditional marriages and relationships, and then you have some people that want to be in non-traditional relationships. And men today cannot handle either. Either they can't afford a traditional relationship, so they require women to go 50-50 like roommate style, or it's a non-traditional relationship and they can't handle it emotionally to the point where they're giving Jada Pinkett Smith a hard time when she's in an open marriage. When you're in an open marriage, you have a set of boundaries. And when you're in a non-open marriage, you have a set of boundaries. So why do people want to inflict boundaries on two people that have an open marriage versus people who don't? I don't understand that. Now, you can have the opinion that, oh, they're not living right, or, oh, they're not living in the way that I feel that they should. Okay, that's cool. But the reality is their set of boundaries are completely separate from your set of boundaries in a marriage or relationship that's not open. So in Will's eye, she did not cross a boundary. Now, to me, the only boundary that Jada Pinkett Smith crossed was the fact that she was dealing with one of her son's friends. Now, if you want to hold her to that boundary, I can understand. But if Will don't have an issue with it, if her son don't have an issue with it, why do you care? It's not your boundary to care about. It's very strange. And it's like, you don't even know these people. You don't know what conversations they're having behind the scenes. Also, no one has thought that maybe Chris Rock and Will Smith had a conversation after he made the comment about Jada back in 2016? So maybe Will was fed up at that point because he's already pulled Chris Rock to the side and said, hey man, can you not talk about my wife? And he did it again. Have you guys thought about that? That's why I don't understand why people choose sides. You weren't there. You don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Why choose a side? Like, what sense does that make? We're not playing for keeps. We're not. It's very strange. It's like, come on. So again, you don't know. It's not your boundary to be concerned about. Now, if you have the boundary to set with a woman that you're dating or a woman that you potentially want to marry, that makes total sense to me. But to be concerned about a boundary that's not yours, that doesn't impact you in any type of way, does not make any sense to me. It don't.
That means I'm going to put on something that will front. This nigga came to the Oscars with a bald head bitch that y'all son, homie, in y'all house.
They said that you got alopecia, Cole. They said you got alopecia, man.
Now, August got all the pieces of that. August got all the pieces of that in your house, Will. You slapped the wrong man. You slapped the wrong man.
Why do so many people hate Jada? Because she's unconventional. Her life is unconventional. Her marriage is unconventional. Everything about her is unconventional. You have women saying that she's masculine. And I'm like, listen, I always felt like Jada was more masculine than she was feminine. I always felt that. I always felt like her energy gave off more masculinity than femininity, right? A lot of Black women that are over the age of, I would say 35, are like that because that's how they were raised. So if you know anything about Jada Pinkett Smith's past, she had a very rough one. So if she carries herself in a more masculine energy, you know, it is what it is. And to the women, listen, I need Black women to understand, you need to accept the fact that not every Black woman out here wants to be more in their feminine energy. There are some Black women that want to be dominant. There are some Black women that want to be masculine. There are some Black women out here that have no problem with leading within their marriage or their relationship. So to belittle them or to make it seem like they're not living right, nothing about Jada Pinkett Smith is conventional. Everything about her is unconventional, and it has always been, even when she was on Different World. So I don't know why people want to make it seem like this is new. It's not. She's being herself, and I feel like more women should be like herself. Will heard about Chris Rock's joke, and he was going to do before the Oscar show and asked him not to do it. So Chris Chris knew and did it anyway. Well, yeah, I don't know. I agree. I didn't know that. That's more new information. But yeah, I'm like, Jada Pinkett Smith has never been soft. She's never been feminine. She never had a lifestyle that allowed her to be that way. And when she got with Will, she was very in her masculine energy. I mean, just go back and look. She, for God's sake, she played and set it off, y'all. Come on. Seriously? Y'all loved her then, though. That's what's so fake about the community. I'm like, y'all so damn wishy-washy. For years, y'all dragged this family about how they had an open marriage. Now you're saying she cheated? And then you wonder why Will snapped? He had a human experience. He reacted. And Black people, come on now. Black people are the most, Black people are the most unintellectual, emotionally intelligent people that I have ever known. Okay. Black people will fight you over some hot chips. Seriously, they will cuss you out over the smallest thing. And you want to know, you're asking why he reacted the way that he did. Black people act like that all the time. Black people react erratically, impulsively, emotionally all the time. This is nothing new. The Black community is not anti-violence. If anything, we're very, very violent, especially when it comes to each other. I mean, Black men out here, I think that the age range for their lifespan now is, or the high crime rate or the violence within the Black community is so high that Black men won't even make it to 35. So I don't know. It's like, come on, like, and you asking why he reacted the way that he did? Trauma. Just like a lot of Black people in the community react in the way that they do because of trauma. It's trauma. That's all it is. Yes, hot chips. Oh, somebody will cuss you out over the smallest thing. It's all rooted in trauma. So if you want to know why he reacted in the way that he did, trauma. That's why. And a lot of Black people need to go to therapy so that you're not out here impulsively, emotionally reacting to things that may trigger something in you from a childhood experience or some type of traumatic experience that you may have had. And that's why another thing that I want to point out is, you know, once again, Hollywood is wanting to force us to laugh at our trauma. Like what Jada Pinkett Smith is going through is trauma. Her losing her hair is trauma. And they love to sell us our trauma and make us feed it to us like it's entertainment. I can't stand to watch a slave movie. I can't stand to watch a slave show or anything that has to do with my trauma as a Black person. So why would we turn Jada Pinkett Smith's trauma into a joke? If you don't like watching slave movies, you don't like watching slave shows, why do you feel like it's okay to laugh at a woman who is experiencing trauma behind her hair? That doesn't even make sense to me. Yeah, I think Will Smith had enough of the clowning of his family for that he wasn't wrong. No, I don't. Thank you. For that, he wasn't wrong. How he reacted, yes. His intentions behind what he did, no, I didn't feel like he was wrong. But how he reacted was very poor. It was very poor. He had enough. He reacted. Just like, I mean, come on, you guys. Seriously, because I used to be like this. You get mad, somebody do something to you, you take it to the chin, you don't say nothing. Somebody says something again to you, you take it to the chin, you don't say nothing. You keep taking it to the chin, you take it to the chin, you take it to the chin, but people keep poking the bear. Eventually, the bear is going to bark back, or the dog is going to bark back if you keep poking it and poking it and poking it. And that's exactly what happened. So he got poked one too many times and he exploded. How many Black people do you know like that? I know a lot of Black people like that. So it's very strange where people want to act all holier than thou, like they've never had an emotional, impulsive reaction behind someone taunting them or someone picking on them or something like that. He saw how his wife was unpleased and felt uncomfortable, and he reacted impulsively about it, emotional about it. How many Black people do we know in our community that does that? The whole situation is sad. Like it's not, and like I said, there were no winners that night. There were no winners that night. There were no winners at all. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't win nothing. Chris Rock didn't win nothing. Will Smith didn't win. Nobody won anything. The Black community didn't even win anything because now we're online fighting with each other about whose side you should be on. It's so dumb. Black people, you don't have to choose a side. You can just stay out of it. You don't. We're not playing for keeps. There's nothing to win here. So you don't have to choose a side. You can just stay out of it and mind your business. You really could. On that note, that's really all that I have regarding this video. Like I said, please give this video a thumbs up. I don't feel like there's no need in you taking a side, y'all. And I have people on my on my Instagram telling me, you're not taking a side. There's no side to take. Nobody won nothing, sis. Sweetie, nobody won nothing. If somebody was winning a prize, I guess I would. But since nobody's winning, everyone lost. There's no side that I need to choose. Everybody suffers from trauma, but guess what? When that trauma spills over, you could go to jail and not Jada or Will. So keep your slap to yourself. I agree. That's why people need therapy. That's why violence in the Black community is so high. Is because you have so many people running around with their trauma and they don't know how to deal with it. And so they're very violent and aggressive. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So that whole situation, and another thing that I want to point out, Black men want to say, oh, Will is wrong and da-da-da. I feel like Black men need to understand that there's seriously something wrong with you guys. I think that, the only reason why you're so upset about it is because he did it to another Black man. But you guys use us as punching bags all the time. You guys have slapped us too. So if you're upset with his actions, please understand that that's going on every day within the Black community. Don't be embarrassed now because white folks are seeing it and it's on a national or international stage. Black men are out here aggressively, emotionally, and impulsively acting out violently every day. So if anything, it highlights that there's a serious problem with you guys and you guys are not dealing with it. You guys want to ignore it. You guys want to continue to make light of it. And it's really showing now. And again, Black women are being vindicated once again. People outside of the community, outsiders, are able to see the dysfunction with our men. We have 2 Black men. One made fun of a Black woman who has a hair loss issue. Whether he knew about it or not, he knew how important it is. He knows the importance of Black women in our hair. It's our crown for a reason. We have a Crown Act for a reason. Okay, so you have that side of it. And then the other side of it, you have a man, a Black man that acted out impulsively and emotionally in a violent manner. We see that every day. We see that every day. We see it on the news. We see it in our communities. We see it in our families. We deal with it on a personal level, how Black men do not know how to handle their emotions to where they act out aggressively or violently. So if anything, it just proved everything that we as Black women have been talking about for years, literally for years. So if you're taking any away from Smith's situation, go to therapy because he said he was going. He said he was going to therapy. He also spoke about his trauma behind why he reacted the way that he did. So maybe you should take away from the situation that, you know what, I'm going to go to therapy. I'm going to go to therapy. I have a problem. It's okay. You're self-aware. So that's all that I have regarding this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. If anything, the Oscars proved what a lot of Black women have been saying, that Black men act out emotionally, aggressively, and violently. And Chris Rock disrespected a Black woman. So once again, I don't understand why Black women felt the need to jump in and get in the middle of it. It's just, it is what it is. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night. And I will see you guys very soon. Also, if there's anything that you would like for me to react to, please send it to me on Instagram. But I have another video that I'm going to be doing, and it's going to be regarding the woman that took her baby daddy off child support, even though the state put him on child support. But the woman that put her baby daddy on child support, I'm going to be back here tomorrow. Because I got a lot to talk about. I saw that. I'm like, so the state put your baby daddy on child support and you take him off because you're trying to heal a co-parenting relationship. Don't you think it's more of the man's job to heal that co-parenting relationship, seeing how you didn't put him on child support, the state put him on child support? Yeah, she did an interview and I'm going to be reacting to the interview. I don't know if you guys saw the interview that she did. Y'all let me know. If you have any more receipts, I have the interview. I have the original video that she did. I also have her TikTok. If there's any other information that I will need for that video, let me know. But I also saw the interview that she did. I wanted to react to it. So tune in tomorrow. I will be back here to react to that. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Please give this video a really big thumbs up, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.